Other than the management of rostered worker CMIFs, the other major responsibility of districts in the CMIF system is the authorizing of search rights to temporary users to search the CMIF database. This process is very similar to how it was accomplished in the past through the Lutheran School portal, but steps have been taken to simplify the actual procedures. Districts are still responsible for authorizing and setting up temporary users and managing anyone for which they have granted access. In order to set up a temporary user in the system, district users with the correct permissions will first need to navigate to the User Setup tab at the top of the page. Once there, select Temporary Search Access from the drop-down menu of User Type. After this is selected, 3 actions can be undertaken. First, using the Edit Existing User drop-down, you will be able to find any existing temporary users and edit their information, such as email, or grant them an extension for additional time to search the system. Temporary users will only remain in the system for an additional 60 days after their 60-day temporary access has expired, and after this 120-day period, they will be automatically purged from the system and will need to be set up again as a completely new temporary user. Secondly, and in the same idea of managing a temporary user, you will be able to manually search for a specific temporary user in the Search for Existing User search bar on the right side of the page. The third and final action, which can be accomplished from the User Setup tab, is the creation of a new user with temporary search rights. By clicking on the Add New User button in the center of the page, you will be able to set up a temporary search user with access for the next 60 days. On the Adding a New User page, fill in all of the required information in order to create a temporary user. The system will generate their username and ensure that it is uniquely different from all other users. Once everything is filled in, clicking the Create User button will create the user in the system and automatically send the new temporary user an email with their username and password, which will enable them to immediately begin searching the CMIF site. If any changes need to be made to the user's information, this can be done through the initial User Setup page through the first 2 actions described earlier. Remember, temporary users are not tied to their CMIF information and will not need to be rostered workers in order to search the CMIF system. Anyone can be granted access from a district office, and these temporary search users will be deleted from the system 60 days after their temporary subscriptions have expired.